Hey everyone, in today's video we will be making these store cards, saved stores. We are seeing a card here and same cards we are seeing here with different width and some detail differences. So we will be making them. What I did is I again copied the that screen and just cropped it by using control to see that so to only keep the part which we are supposed to make or recreate or turn into a component in fact. And I also did the same with the food cards, these. So let's get started. So, to make things quick, since we have been doing a few things for quite some time, I have already placed these things the way I want them to be. There is one thing that that I'm supposed to explain is this. So, what I did is, so in this section, since I cropped the screen, I'm going to turn on the grid, and here we need that grid in use a bit more seriously. So you see, when we were applying grid, we made some changes. One of them, which was not going with 14, but with going multiple of 4. And so we need to make sure that the size of the picture that we are going to add in our card and even the whole card width is working properly. So here we are seeing that this is gutter, not the column of the grid where we are supposed to place things, but here we can't keep things hanging like this. So what we are going to do is just keep the card width till here where this line ends. Now I'm going to duplicate this, and now I want to measure the height of the card. I'm not just working directly on the screen to make things complicated, so I'm just showing you guys the sizes and different things by placing the cards over. So what we do now, what we need is 243 width frame. So I'm just gonna go and grab frame, and I'm gonna make it 243, and the height should be 126. I use this to measure that. So I'm just gonna copy this and place it here. Now what I'm going to do is uh, add a rectangle of this width, means it will have width and height both same, and we can use this lock to keep the proportions. Now I'm going to place it inside this frame. So just place it here, name these things properly, image. Now for the rectangular, I'm calling it image 2. For this, I'm removing these now. So I need the donut picture. So in the frame, I should probably name his name. Sorry. So it is clear which layer I'm using. So I am going to use the rectangle I placed in within, because the images I saved were square, but now I need to use them in rectangle form. So I'm going to find my donuts. Here they are, and place it where we want them, like move them vertically so we know where exactly they should be. So they're just we are not just getting something random like this or this. So I'm gonna just place it where I want it to be, and make sure that there is no white area left. So this is how I decided to add my images to the card. For other things, I just dragged and dropped all the elements I needed, placed them here, made sure the spacing is 4, and if I have the component, I'm going to use them. If I have the text, I'm going to apply the colors and the text styles over it. And if I have any icon which does not have the right color applied, I'm just going to simply go and apply them. So I have already done this. Now I'm going to use auto layout to place them in right place. So in these cards we will be using auto layout. I'm gonna shift a press shift a and name things properly, logo and name. Now I'm going to select these two, just make sure they are center aligned. Shift a to add auto layout, name and heart. Now what I'm going to do is just gonna select. So what I did here is, so this makes sense, we just, these are just the text. So if I go show you the design, we have these dots which are 3 by 3 in size. Since we are using 4 by 4, so I just used rectangle and rounded the corners. You can also use eclipse 4 by 4 and choose the right color. So we are using 700, and you can use it as a divider. After, you can even rename it divider. So this is what I did. Now I'm gonna select all these, and the distance between and the spacing between is 4, so it works fine. I have also measured, you guys will be measuring by placing here. I'm going to skip this step for now, and I'm gonna call it rating and distance. Probably this is distance. Okay, so this is 4 points apart, this is also 4 points apart. It needs to be aligned with these. So we have this card ready. Okay, there is one thing I didn't check, is this. What is the spacing? Okay, here the spacing from the image is 8, which means we can't just directly press the auto layout. Means 4, this has 4 spacing, so this is one and this is the auto layout is applied separately in 2 times. So now I'm gonna call it card. For now, I'm just going to call it card. This layer, it has random spacing. Here we can select auto layout. If we add the name differently, it will automatically fix if things here like this. If I keep adding, things won't move. If I have applied certain distance, certain random distance, here it will cause some issues. So I did this, so I'm going to quickly do the same here. But for the spacing, image spacing, I need to apply 4. And if you see something like this happening, where you have added the text and it won't just, even if you resize the frame, it won't stop showing the edges. You need to find this option. After selecting the frame, you can only do it on frames, and clip content, and bam, we have this. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is just copy them and place it right here. So the distance from the image, so I did the same. First I did the same thing with the image here, the sizing and how wide I need it to be, and uh, how much height I need for the image. So I did this. I can even see where I want my image to be. Now I have copied the what do I say, content. It's just this one extra line we need. So I'm gonna copy the content, select the content and just add the text below it. I'm gonna copy the text here, and now I'm going to update the text. It says enter masses. Okay, another thing I'm gonna do is this. So in the layer panel, you see there are these 3 layers. So these 2 are frames which on which auto layout is applied. This one, name and the layer, needs to be, when I resize it, the heart is always need to be and heart is supposed to be here. So I'm gonna apply fill container, and now I'm going to select the content, and now if I resize it, it will stay on this edge. Yes, the edge. Okay, now I just need to update the text and remove extra details. So we don't need these details. So I'm looking at this, and these details are extra, just to make sure that we won't be needing them in the cards below. We won't, so I'm going to remove this in this version. Now I'm going to select image in the card, apply auto layout, and rename the layer from here. So you might have noticed that we can rename the layers from here or here. So not for each type of layer, but if it is a frame, we can click on its name because here it is visible. Okay, so this is, I will say, small, because the width is different. So, and this one has maybe white. Okay, for now it makes sense. Let's see how this turns out. One thing that is left is this. So I have placed the text, and I needed caption bold here. I also added the tag, and I'm gonna place it outside here to see what I'm supposed to do. First I need to give it a fill, of course, and the fill is this, and this is called tag. So now if I look at this, there is some certain level of roundness. So there are a few details you need to remember while doing roundness of different layers, which are going to be placed one inside each other. So you see this image has roundness of, if I select this image frame, it has the roundness of 4. I'm gonna delete this one for now. Okay, so we are supposed to we have to make sure that the roundness of the object that is going to be placed within is smaller. So I'm going to use 2. So to check that they are doing the same, I'm going to place here. I can try changing my color to compare the roundness. Okay, it is same. So again, just to mention that we have resized the screenshot. That's why we can't be accurate. This is probably 2.5 or 3, but we don't want to go. That's why we decided a standard that we will be using multiples of 4, but we still needed 2 and 6 a few times, but we need to still set the standards. Okay, we also need to make sure that we are placing it at right place. So where exactly is this? Here, 4 points from the top and 4 points from the side. I'm going to place it here. 4 points, 1 2 3 4. And when I talked about how roundness are going to work is this. So this has bigger roundness, so this one is supposed to have kind of roundness that makes this distance. I'm going to place rectangle here, and this distance same at all sides. So this distance is 4 and 4. So you can try measuring that this right here should always look equal to this. So I can show you how it can be affected. So if I place like outline, the outer frame has 4 roundness, and I keep the roundness 4 for the inner one too. Look how this distance is increased. Okay, I can try, what do you say, more rounded one, bigger one. So how it looks messed up. So we need to go smaller and to certain limit, which means if I go randomly smaller, Still, this is a very small distance, it won't be noticeable enough, but on the bigger practices you will see how this affects. For even if I try to go a bit too small with the roundness in the for the inner, what do you say, frame. So explore this and you will find out a formula for yourself. So tag center aligned, probably center align or this. And okay, this looks good here. Just to zoom it and check, okay, this has a problem. uh this needs to be simple one. And yes, I'm going to remove extra details. We have two cards ready. I'm just going to verify if I have added all the information. Okay, we there is a small problem. So for some cards this information is still there, so not a problem, we can just simply copy paste it from here, the information that we deleted, copy and paste it here, and using my arrow keys to place them right where we need it. And star is gray, and let's make the star gray. Okay, the color, I need to change the color, there is no variation, so I need 700. Okay, perfect. And this needs to be 1300. I think we should keep it like this for now. Okay, now I am going to make turn them into a component. What I wanted to do is try another thing to make the all three of them into one component, but I think that won't work, it will just make things complicated. So I'm just gonna go do this now. Type, these things are done. Now we are supposed to, since we will be making some variations for these cards, 1 2 3 4 5. So I am going to apply some properties. These two are names. I'm going to select both of these layers and select this and call it store name, and it should say probably this text, so it is automatically updated. Now 4.8 value will be changed, it is getting changed, means the rating. So I am going to select these two layers and call it rating and keep the value for 4.8 for now. This star just needs to have, color updated, so I'm gonna not override it or make complicated. You can definitely do things for this like this, but why I'm not doing it, because I need to make sure this tutorial is beginner friendly, but you still learn a lot of things. So here, how many people rated by, I guess that should serve the purpose. And this is the distance. Do we have a lot of variations for the distance? Yes, we do. So I'm going to apply another property on this one, distance, and it should say, okay, miles. Okay, makes sense. Create, and this is the time. So a lot of text properties this time. Good. Now this layer is extra, means some of the places don't have it. Now I'm gonna go and make sure that we probably have it, it's just the screen is cropped, so we won't be needing it. So let's just assume that it is going to be there in both components, so I'm gonna add here, and just in case. Okay, now we have everything. Now let's, only the tag part is left. Do we have tags in all of these? Nope, we don't. So we only have tag in the wider version, but not all the screens have the tag. So what I'm gonna do is select the tag layer, find the layer section and show tag true. Okay, let's keep it true. For now it looks good. General rule of UX and UI: whenever you see something you missed or you think that should be done, just do it. So for now it looks good. We can always come back and see what can be done. So now what I'm gonna do is this: try this component. So I will try updating the name to enter masses. Enter masses. See how it got updated. Now we left one property. So some of the cards don't have. Always test your component. This is how you will find out what was left and what wasn't. So you see, some of the components don't have these things, this section. So I'm gonna select them, the sections which are missing, all four of them. And since this part of the card doesn't have to have those that kind of property, so only the wider one needs it. So I have applied four. I have selected our four layers that needs to have this property, and I am going to go into the layer section and select this, and I'm going to call it rating. And since rating is also already used, so probably I should add a suffix or prefix to it. um, I'm gonna call it nothing on the top of my head, rating and rated by. um, this is very random name, so let's just keep it. Okay, all four of layers selected. So now I'm going to see, did I select it? Okay, I need the bigger one. I'm gonna select the white one. Since the property is applied, it is already like the editing I did to the smaller version is still applied here. Okay, so I'm gonna turn this off and see how it automatically updates to this. Okay, this is working fine. Tag is working fine. Now we just need to add the text that we need within, like this. I won't be recreating all of the cards with you guys. So that's why I am making one. So we can add it from here to 40 minutes like this, and it will update the property, the time, text setting that I have done, text property that I have applied. But you can always try different things on how you can utilize a feature. So far I've been trying more than one ways. You can practice all four of them. There is one thing that is left, so that is the image. So if I go and work with different kind of cards, I will be needing to change the image. So what I'm going to do is just select the layer, the image layer, and I need this version. So I am going to click. I named my images accordingly. You can name yours like actual samosas and sandwiches, whichever you find convenient. So I'm going to find my samosas and place it here. It needs to be aligned a bit better. I will do that, which probably will require doing this. Okay, next what we can do is apply. Where are my libraries? Here. So I can apply my third kind of food. Still it needs some to be aligned a bit, so I'm gonna click on it and place like this. Okay, this replacing, just to keep this in mind. So if I do this, the moving thing that I just did, it will break the fill from the setting we have done. But for now we can keep this. And why this problem is happening is because I am using the images that I saved as a square at the places like rectangles places. I should not have done this, poor planning, but you can try it to improve it a bit better. And here we have the components for the food cards. I'm gonna keep them into the right section. So we have two types of cards ready. One type of card is left that we'll be making probably in the next video. So see you guys in the next video.